Well, hello friends, Coach Bob with you, and today we are picking up our brand new machine. Yes, it's new, it's exciting, oh yeah. So we are almost at Orion Motorsports. It's right up here on the left, just under this bridge. It's not technically, it's not a bridge, it's an overpass for walkers and bicycles. So let's pull into the wonderful Orion Motorsports here in sunny Tallahassee, Florida, and see what they have for me. I guarantee you, whatever it is, it's gonna be cool. So let's check it out, baby. Let's check it out. I'm gonna pull around back. All right, so let's see what they have for us. Tell you what, man, this place, they have done a great job redesigning and changing everything in here. It's just 5-star, man. It's just absolutely beautiful. All right, here we go. Let's go. So here she is, the new ride. I don't think it's any real surprise. It is the Can-Am Canyon Red Rock Edition. It is significantly different than the Sea to Sky. We're going to see what this thing will do, not only in the woods, but we're going to also see what it does touring, because I want to see how it will do on open roads for miles and miles and miles. Seat looks very comfortable. Everything looks nice. Fit and finish looks great on this thing. Nice. I'm going to throw these passenger pegs down. Let's open this box up. All of the materials. So let's put the stuff in there, transfer it over from the Sea to Sky. These mirrors adjusted real quick. I'll have to do some tightening up when I get home on those. Yep, we'll figure all that out when I get home. All right, step one is going to be get some gas in this thing, and then we'll talk about my feelings on it. Boy, is it different, man. You talk about absolute night and day. It is super duper different. We got to get some gas. I know that. Oh no. Car accident. Is it blocked off? No, looks like we can get through. Well, I tell you what, that's getting to be more and more of a common scene around here. God bless them. I hope everybody's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna just talk about this while we head towards the gas station. So initial feelings on geometry, it feels more like a motorcycle than the Spyder does. The Spyder you're sitting on like you would, you know, any three-wheeler that I've ridden in my past experience, which has been F3s and Rikers and all that. It's different with this. You feel more, your geometry, like I said, is more motorcycle-like. The seat is way narrower. You're over the top of it more, and so you can like clamp down with your legs, which is really odd feeling if you've been riding a long time on a conventional Spyder. So that's going to be the very, very first thing you notice as far as riding position. Now, I will tell you, as I was setting up cameras and getting things done, again, I've tried my best. I haven't really watched a lot of videos on these things. I made one video, I think, on this thing when it came out, and then I did another video when it got Motorcycle of the Year. So, you know, my experience is not vast on this thing. But the vehicle literally had a mile on it when I started. It's up to a mile, 1.6 miles, so it's new. It's new. But yeah, there are things that, you know, obviously we'll talk about as we get deeper into this, as far as style and functionality and all of that stuff, because those things are major different on this than they are on the Sea to Sky or an RT. I will say the windshield cranks up higher than I expected it to. I think it's going to provide me a lot more coverage than the other. The leg position is more mid, you know, more of a, you know, mid motorcycle type thing. Traditional, you know, you had your forward footing position, and then you have, you know, your racing position. This is like right dead in the center, which when you're riding the Spyder, your legs are more forward. Another thing I do like about this is you sit a lot higher. Now I say a lot higher, I don't know how much higher you actually are, but my perception is that it's higher, that's for sure. What I am enjoying is that I still get the protection so far from the buffeting, but I get more air flow. And for someone who rides in really hot weather like I do, that's very helpful. That's very helpful. You know, to not be cooking, you know, when I'm moving in city traffic. These mirrors, like I said, they were kind of loose when I got on here. I'm going to have to adjust those out a little bit because, you know, you want to get everything locked in place. The engine braking on this, now I have not looked to see what mode it's in. Now I know this has modes on it, but the engine braking on this is also different. I noticed that when I come off the accelerator, the engine braking is more noticeable on this, which personally I like. That it, again, feels more motorcycle-like, more two-wheeled motorcycle-like, that engine braking. I like that a lot. So your body position is completely different. Your arms are way higher. I mean, way higher. Your hands on the Spyder were more down here. Which is understandable because if you're doing any sand or off-road stuff, you want your elbows more out. So with this body position, you are more in control. You can stand on this. Obviously, that's why you have the mid position pegs. For when you're out in the woods and you are standing on it, you want to have that stability of standing so you can grip the seat with your legs, that sort of thing. So I like that a lot. Like that a whole lot. You've got your hand guards. These are not just a cheap plastic. They're a poly type of plastic, but they're way heavier duty than any of the traditional hand guards that just come on a motorcycle you buy. Normally you can grab the ones from a motorcycle manufacturer and you can just roll them around and flex them. Alright, so we're going to pop into this little gas station here if it's open. I don't buy gas over here a whole lot, but yes, it looks like it's open. We got some shade there. That'll be kind of nice. So we're going to do that. All right, let's put some gas in this thing. Another thing you'll notice that I just noticed, obviously, is that you don't have to remove the seat in order to fill this thing up with gas. You just open it up right here on the top, flips forward, and there you go. Let's see how this canister fills up, see how it does. You know, some bikes are harder to get the nozzle into than others. This one sits pretty nice. I like the way you have your overflow cap. It's a thick, heavy-duty plastic, so if you do make a mess, you're not damaging paint. And if you're like me and you keep that stuff coated, you'll do well with that. Let me tell you, brothers and sisters, it is hot out here. Woo! When she's full, I'll tell you that. All right, just like that, the gas cap is closed. So I believe it's a 6-gallon tank. It held 5.2, so it was less than a gallon of fuel in it. I did notice you have heated grips on the back, heated grips on the front. You do not, I repeat, you do not, as far as I can tell, have heated seats, which doesn't surprise me, but it's one thing that you are going to compromise if you are in the debate of which one I should buy, the Sea to Sky or the other. All right, let's go to our statistics. You have your current ride, you have trip A, we're going to clear it. You have trip B, we're going to clear it. And we'll have our current ride. We got the brake off, we're in first. Let's roll, baby. All right, so fueling up is super duper simple. Very, very simple. I like that. All right. So I'm getting to ride it here in town. You know, obviously I have to come back across town whenever after I picked it up. So now once I get home, I'm gonna cool off. It's pretty warm out there right now. It's up in the mid 80s. So it's warm wearing a jacket and stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the house, I'm going to seek a little shelter from the sun. It's afternoon. Here about 4 hours, I'll go out, I'll ride this thing. Who knows, maybe hit a dirt road or two. Wipe it down a little bit. You know, still has dust. Dealerships, you know, they clean it. But you have to understand they're working on things, and when they work on things, there's a ton of dust kicking up. Right this time of year also, there's a lot of pollen and mess. The glove box is right here. I've got my GoPro mounted on the windshield. I've stuck some of the paperwork and stuff in the glove box. This is a rougher type of plastic here, so I couldn't stick my suction cup mount to this. I had to stick it to the windshield. I'm going to be looking at some different GoPro mounts. They make an accessory mount that's kind of like a Linksys mount there, or Link mount. So I'll be doing the Lynx mounts probably here and figure out what I'm going to do. I don't know. I may end up just doing what I'm doing. I can do that, or I can put a sticky mount right there. I've got a ton of those sticky mounts. That might be a better solution. And then when I give it back, I'll just heat that sticky mount up, take it off, and clean it up. Acceleration and deceleration is absolutely pinpoint accurate and smooth. I'm still figuring some things out. It looks like all of your fixed gear material here is all the same. It's all backlit. Same over here. You've got cruise control set, your emergency flashers, your start, stop button, your parking brake, all that stuff is over here. The windshield is manual. It goes up via this knob. You just turn the knob, the windshield goes up and down. So there's no electronic going up, going down every time you turn the machine on and off. Well, that engine braking definitely takes some getting used to. And again, that's not something that I've ever experienced on a Can-Am. Like I said, I don't know what riding mode it's set into, but we will find out. Because again, I know nothing about this thing as far as what riding modes are there. I know they're there. Now I'm noticing something that is kind of cool. There's a little red arrow that shows up that will tell you when to shift. Not that I need that, and not that I'll necessarily use it very often, but it's there. Now I'm manually downshifting this time just to see what it feels like. Very, very smooth, as I would expect it to be. It's nimble through traffic. Again, it's much taller feeling because I'm looking over the top of SUVs, which normally I'm looking into the middle of their back windshield. So I do look forward to seeing the lights at night, seeing how it feels. All right, you know, it's funny, I've been riding the Sea to Sky so much, I want to move my feet further out there. That's where it would be on the Sea to Sky, as opposed to back here. It's not a bad thing, but it's something that if you get used to, and you see you've got your back pegs, a lot of times on the Spyder, I would take my feet and I'd prop them up on that back peg and just give me another riding position. I do that on here as well. That feels pretty good, pretty comfortable. Everything's in a good spot. Will I miss the heated seat? Probably not a lot. I didn't use the heated seat much.
How much does a bike like that cost?
It's a lot of fun.
It looks like it.
It'll do trails and dirt,
Right.
and you know, nice touring comfort, cruise control, heated grips, all that.
What size engine?
It's a 1330, 115 horsepower.
Does the person in the back feel comfortable?
It's got a nice backrest mounted on the bag. You could, you know, so it's got these hand grips are heated for the passenger.
Right.
So and these grips are heated for me.
So you've got luggage on both sides and in the back.
Yes, and you can take the luggage off and carry it in your hotel room.
Cool.
Have a good one, man. You can see that this thing gets attention. I mean, I've ridden it I've ridden it 4 miles, and I've already had someone roll the window down and ask me what it is and that sort of thing. These things are not common. They're common to BRP Can-Am people, but they're not common to the average person out there. The amount of interest that this thing is going to get, I know, is going to be quite high. I'm going to slide over here. Another thing I noticed when I got on it and started moving things around, there are a couple of things. One, for people who are tourers, I want you to know, and this is different because this is the only Can-Am that doesn't. The Ryker has a frunk, the F3 has a frunk, the Sea to Sky has a frunk, but this has no frunk. It is frunkless. So this is a frunkless Can-Am, which is a lot of storage for those who carry a lot of stuff. Is that going to present a problem for me? Not really, but I'm going to have to rethink how I pack, because that's where I packed my personal belongings, was always in the frunk, and Coach Vic's was always in one of the back bags. Both back bags on this are different. They are both cubes, not square cubes, more rectangular, I guess. And so that rectangle doesn't have any humps or anything in it. I'll show them to you in another episode where we really go through all of the storage capacity and packing it and that sort of thing. But it is different. But the saddlebags themselves, they look very, very weatherproof. The weather stripping looks robust. They close solid. The latches feel solid. I haven't taken the bags off of the Canyon either, but I know they pop off and on pretty easily. I'm sure that, as with anything, there's a process, a sequence of events that have to take place, and that for that sequence of events to happen, you have to do it in a proper order. So I'll have to figure that out once I do all of that. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I haven't looked, I'm pretty sure it has big Brembos on the front like the Sea to Sky. Will it stop like the Sea to Sky? I don't know. It feels pretty solid. So I do look forward to doing a real stopping test on this, because it's going to be cool to see where it lands in the line of Spyders and Rykers. I've done braking tests on Rykers, Spyders, the Sea to Sky, a standard a base model RT. I compared it to an Acura TL with ABS and a Suzuki SV650X. So I am curious where this falls in line. I'll be doing that test. It's a braking test. acceleration 0 to 60 test, all of that. But it's 88 degrees now. The heat index, I guarantee, is about 100. It's crazy. It'll be great in the morning. It'll be 59, 60 degrees. It'll be wonderful. And by 1, you're approaching 100 degrees already. And we're not even in May. Like I said, when you're moving, it's not bad. But when you stop, whew, it's hot. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to shut these cameras down. We'll go out on it again this afternoon and get a few more thoughts in on it. That'll give me a chance to kind of tinker, but I promise you I will not open the owner's manual. We'll get started on that later when we just start doing a real definitive check on it. But I want to do a seat of the pants always, because I want you to know what you're going to feel the first time you get on it, more than just a bunch of stats and figures. All right, well, be sure and join me for the next video where we are going to have a true seat of the pants experience of the Can-Am Canyon. Man, the Red Rock Edition, top of the line, state of the art, super cool 3-wheeled vehicle from Can-Am. It's going to be great. But I want to give you a raw feeling. I want you to know what it's going to feel like when you straddle the seat and crank up that 1330 Rotax and turn the throttle for the very first time. Because we have to realize a lot of times motorcycles is as much about the emotion and the feeling as it is about a statistic and an owner's manual. But we're going to learn all that too in the future, that's for sure. But until then, I want you to do me a favor. Go out, buy the motorcycle of your dreams, eat right, take care of yourself, and remember, if you're not having fun, you are most definitely doing it wrong. Now you go seize the day, and I'll see you on the road real